What's good, guys? It's TSG. In today's video, we're going to have a chat with another Illuminati Council nominee, Jonas Roos. Enjoy! What's good, guys? It's TSG, and today we're going to be talking with Jonas, one of the Illuminati Council nominees for this current election. So how are you, man?
Hey, I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Cool. Before we get into like the serious stuff, let's just how are you? I know you're from Germany, right? And
Yeah,
you're just starting the day. Have you got big plans for the day?
not that much. I'm going to gym later. Yeah, and
Just chill.
just chilling my weekend.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, man. Let's not waste time. Let's just go straight into it. So essentially, what I'm
Sure.
gonna do is I'm gonna go through some questions that I already shared with you. We're gonna go through some easier questions, and then get into the harder things that require more of your thought process and things like that. So the first question, super easy. How long have you been in the Illuvium community for? And actually, a two-part question. How long have you been a part of the community? And what is it about that community and Illuvium in general that's made you stick around?
Let me think a bit about.
That's a big question.
I joined Illuvium in the early October. And active in the Discord. I started to be active in the Discord in November, if I'm right. Yeah. I don't know. I think the community is just insane. It's cool.
Yeah.
Everyone is polite and helpful. And I just recently started in January to join the Involuvial
Oh, yeah, cool.
as a linguist.
Yeah.
So I'm going to translate their charts into German to help people who don't speak or understand English that
Yeah.
good, especially in the German community.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important to get every language involved in this game,
Yeah.
because it's just insane.
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
said.
Yeah, no, the community is pretty crazy, and just the potential for
Yeah,
everything is
It's pretty cool.
yeah, 100%.
And that's why I stick to it. And I just finished my exams
Yeah.
for this semester, so I got a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I thought to join the council,
Yeah.
to take the opinions and voices from the community to the main team,
Yeah.
while I'm still knowing how the IT process is managed and so on, because I'm studying computer games
Yeah.
and computer science,
Yeah.
and just heard some lectures like project management or IT economy. So I know how it works, and I think it's pretty good to have someone knowing how it works in the IT
Yeah.
and who is a part of the community and wants to bring the voices to the team.
Yeah. Awesome. That actually because you pretty much just answered my second question, which was why did you nominate yourself? So yeah, like you essentially, if you want to go deeper, you can. Otherwise, we can just go on to the next question. Because what I prepared, the question was, why did you nominate yourself, and how do you think you'll represent the community? But I think you answered both those questions.
Yeah, genau, exactly. The main reason is because I know how it works in the IT sector, and I know a lot about Illuvium, and especially with the Involuvial.
Yeah.
I know much behind, not behind, but I know exactly how the things are in the moment, and what's important to say to the team, or which proposals will be good or bad for the community.
Yeah.
And in the other way, I don't want to put rocks in the way of the team.
Yeah,
Because
of
I
course.
think especially Aaron has a plan for the next years, and definitely knows a lot more than us.
Yeah.
And I think he's just insane and know what he do. So I want to let him hear the voice of the community, but also I want not to put rocks in his way.
Be in the way. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. Because yeah, like Aaron does seem like he's got a vision, and I
He's
think it
just
feels like we should be
a
helping.
genius.
Yeah, I think he is IQ
It's
genius, right?
insane.
All right, man. So let's move on to like the harder questions now. So the first like serious question that I want to ask is, one of the ongoing discussions is regarding the ability to claim RevDis as SILV2. It seems like the consensus is for this, but I have heard the against side as well. So where do you stand if you were to become a council member, or even not? Where do you stand on that, and how do you think your stance would affect the DAO?
Yeah, it's a pretty hard question.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
First of all, I want to help Aaron with his opinion or intention. And that means, in general, I'm against claiming SILV2 as RevDis. That's just because many claim SILV because they are not locked for 12 months, meaning they can sell it and get a kind of payout directly
Yeah.
and secure some profit. But in the case of RevDis, the ILF tokens are not locked for 12 months. So I don't think that it's necessary to pick SILV 2 instead of ILF, because you can sell it as well.
Yeah.
The only problem you have is the transaction cost.
Yeah.
If you want to trade them from ILF in Ethereum
Yeah.
to use it in game. But I think for further plans, Aaron mentioned multiple times that he's not a fan of SILV 2. And I think there is a reason behind that.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the first fact, it sounds pretty attractive to people to now the maximum amount of ILF are getting decreased by claiming SILV 2. But on the other hand, you must say, if you use SILV 2 in-game, the tokens are burned and no RevDivs are paid out.
Yeah.
So all in all, this balances it out. So it doesn't matter for the RevDivs if there are a small amount of ILF tokens, or if people use the SILV 2 in-game. For investors, it should be nearly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm free. I'm hearing a lot of this discussion. I'm following it. And if someone have pretty good arguments, I'm pretty open to hear them and probably change my mind.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I would say I'm against SILV 2 as RevDivs.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I said that the consensus was 4, and currently I've done.
Yeah.
You're now the third interview I've done, and out of the 3, 2 of you guys have said that you're against it. So the consensus is clearly I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, so all right, let's move on to the next one. So we know that the last 3 months, the last Epoch has been a little bit quiet because, like, publicly it's been quiet.
It's pretty.
Yeah, because they've had a lot of things that they've had to deal with on the back end, and there hasn't been really like proposals out front. So with this this new Epoch, it looks like it should be a lot busier. What do you personally think should be the priority for this Epoch, for this coming Epoch?
Yeah, as you said, I think the most important things in the background are done, especially a good and clean contract. It's just super important that nothing like SILV happens again.
Yeah.
And like we can see in the leak, the individual Illuvials or the world of Illuvials just looks insane.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I think the priority in the next Epoch is to get as many players in the open beta or in the beta as possible. Because I know how frustrating it is to wait for it and now other can play it already.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's one important thing for the council, to get as much player into the beta as possible and try to get the team to open as many play spots as possible.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I think it's pretty important that the land sale and Illuvital sale is going to happen soon.
Yeah.
Because many others like me are waiting since the first announcement of the land sale
Yeah.
in, I think it was late October,
Yeah,
where it should be the first time. And so it's pretty important that this will happen soon.
Yeah.
And therefore, I agree with the price increase,
Yeah.
which is mentioned in the community.
Yeah.
There will be a proposal about it. And I think that a factor of 2 to 2.5
2.5.
to the current price is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because it means the land is not too cheap.
Yeah.
So it won't get a gas war, or pretty high investors will buy all the lands.
Yeah.
But on the other side, because of the Dutch auction, everyone gets the chance to buy a land if they want. And on that, I'm aiming to bring the idea to do a second land sale pretty close to the first one.
Interesting.
If there are a big rush for the land.
Okay.
Because I think everyone who is involved now in the Illuvium community should have a chance. So if there is a big rush and every land is sold in minutes, I think there should be a second land sale just to provide enough land to the
Supply.
people.
Yep.
And a total of 5 sales are planned over the next year. So why not doing 2 at the early, and then you can split the other ones over the time.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, right. And I think it's the important thing is in the Epoch that the members of the council should hear the community voices. So they should listen to the community and making the decision for the community, but also for the long term of the project. Not just for the investors who want some money now, sondern the important is to think about how will it be in the next 2 or 3 or 4 years. And that's the important thing. And I hope I can set up some things in this epoch so it's easier for coming epochs to think about it. So, like your last question, which will come, I think it's a good idea to involve the next council a bit before the current council leaves. So they get involved in the procedure and it's just getting cleaner.
So it's not a waste. It's like, oh man, what do I do now? It's kind of a smooth transition.
Yeah, it's just a smooth transition, and I think this is missing at the moment because I know a bit what the council is doing, but the community all in all don't exactly know what the people are doing in the background in the council. And that's why I think it would be important to introduce the new ones before the old members leaving the council.
Have like a grace period. Like an overlap period.
And I think that should be a priority to this epoch as well. To set up this thing to get a clean transition to the next one.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. And actually, I'll use this to lead into the next question as well. Because talking about making decisions that are going to affect us 2-3 years down the road, how possible or how efficient, I'll say how efficient do you think it is to have these 3-month epochs? Do you think we should be extending the epoch duration? What's your opinion on that?
I think the 3 months are pretty perfect because it's a difficult question, but it's important to be in the council long enough to get something done. That you can show your opinion and reach something for the community. But on the other hand, it's important that other people get the chance too.
Yeah.
So it's just fair if the council is changing and different people and different ideas for get the chance to be heard from the team. And that's the reason why I think that the time is pretty good at the moment. Probably you can adjust it a bit, so make it a bit longer, or hard to say. It depends on how much is going on.
Yeah.
And how the things are done. Like I said with my idea to introduce the new ones, you can make the time a bit shorter.
Yeah.
Because they already know how it works and what is to do. And with that, you can just be efficient.
Yeah.
And this is one of the important things, to have a council that is efficient, can go fast through the proposals, and making good choice, to make good and fast decisions.
Yeah.
That's just important.
Yeah. Actually, all of your answers are actually leading into the questions nicely. So it's really good transitions. Because the next question I'm going to ask you is, do you think that, because this is another discussion that's been going on, do you think that we should extend the council? Because right now we have 5 members, and it needs to be odd, because we obviously need a majority to win at some point. And they're discussing, should we put 2 more? So there's 2 parts to this question. 1, what's your opinion on extending it? And 2, what's your opinion on the possibility of having designated roles? For example, there's been the discussion of having one council member always from the team. A possibility could be another council member always being a content creator of some kind, one that represents the community in that way. And there are other ideas for designated roles, but what's your opinion on those 2? Because when you say making decisions fast and effective, do you think maybe adding more people might slow that down? Just talk me through your process with that, your thought process.
Yeah. Like many people saying, too many cooks spoil the broth. So I'm thinking 5 is a good number, but I'm pretty neutral about it. So as long it's only 1 or 2 seats more, I'm happy to represent the opinion from the community.
Yeah.
And I'm open for it. But I think to increase it to, for example, 10 is just too much.
Yeah.
You need a little group of persons who can decide fast and good. And if you have too many people and too many seats, just for discussion and to get a decision is too hard.
Yeah.
So I think if it's just 1 or 2 seats more, it's great. But I won't do more than this.
Yeah. So you think a maximum of 7?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's getting too much then.
Yeah.
And however, I'm against splitting the council into different rules.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a good thing if there is a bridge between the team and the council, like Kieran did the last Epoch by being a member. But on the other side, I think that the team shouldn't be representing the community.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit weird if a team that already decides a lot get even more power on it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a bit... Well, that's why I have the opinion that a council member shouldn't be a developer.
Okay.
But we need something like a community leader or something like that in the team that is a bridge between the council and the team. But it shouldn't be
It shouldn't be a
a
council
member of the council.
Yeah.
And on the other side, it shouldn't be a developer. So it's like a community manager between them both. Yeah, that's my opinion on the developer side.
Yeah.
And on the side to, for example, say that one seat should be for content creator.
Yeah. Or just
I
in
wouldn't
general,
agree.
different roles,
Or-
not just specifically content creative. Yeah.
Yeah, where I would say I disagree as well, because I think everyone should get the same chance to
Yeah.
get in the console. And that's not the fact if you say one is for this group of people and one is for this group of people. Especially because I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Even if your job is in the community, like you're a community manager from a community, this doesn't exactly mean you're better than someone else not doing this.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I would say give everyone the same opportunities and everyone the same chance. And every seat should be open to everyone.
Yeah.
If you get the people to vote you. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. So if people vote for you, you got the right to get a seat. And you don't need a special qualification or something like that.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I feel like that's well thought out. All right, man. Yo, we're honestly coming to like the end now. So I've got 2 questions left. One that I did send to you beforehand, and I've got one that I'm kind of just keeping in the pocket as a fun way to end off. So the question that I'm going to ask you now is, if you could champion one specific proposal, it doesn't need to be in this epoch, just in general, something that you feel is necessary for the DAO, what would that be and why?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I had the idea that the election of the council should be made a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So the next group of members doesn't have voting rights yet, but they are getting into how the council works, and so the transition just runs smoothly.
Yeah.
It's just an idea from me. I want to hear a lot from the community first.
I think that's a good idea, actually. I think it's a really good idea.
But if the community says it's a great idea, I will take my time and formulate a proposal on it.
Yeah.
So probably it will make the council a bit efficiency.
Yeah.
That's one important thing for a specific proposal.
Yeah.
And another important proposal for me is definitely the land sale, because so many people are waiting for it, and I think it's just pretty important that they get already the chance to buy their land.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that proposal is pretty important.
Yeah.
Right, and as last thing, what I think is pretty important, or you have to think about, is as some of the teams already mentioned, they are considering that the team tokens will be unlocked later.
Yeah.
And of course, this must also happen in consultation with the team. But however, I think it's a very important proposal, because it gives the community a better feeling.
Yeah.
I don't think that the unlock will have a too great impact on the price.
Yeah.
Especially for the team tokens, because the team now, what they are doing, and they know it's insane. So it's not a good choice to sell their token.
Yeah.
But I think it still will help the community and make many of the community feel better.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that will be pretty important in this epoch, especially as fast as possible now, because
it's coming up
the
soon.
unlock will start soon. To get the token unlock from the team a bit in the future. Let's say they unlock after the game is officially released or something like that. So the price will be a bit more stable because people will already invest into the game and want to play it. So it's already
RevDis should be out. Yeah, it
so
should be happening.
RevDis should be happening. The Ethereum, which is paid in the game, should buy already the ELF token from the market. And that's probably a good idea to just set the unlock into the future for the team token. But as I said, it must also happen in the consortium with the team.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's their token. They got said that the token will unlock in this time period. So I don't want to demotivate anyone in the team.
Correct.
And if I would be one developer and let's say people say me, where you will get your money, and then others say, yeah, you need to wait 4 months longer. I would be pretty disappointed, and it will take some of my motivation, and that's the thing I won't do. Or like I said, I don't want to put rocks in the way of the team. And but I think it's pretty important to at least discuss this to put the future, the unlocking of the tokens into the future after the game release.
Yeah. I think that's fair. And it does seem like they're kind of discussing that already. So it seems like they have the same feeling.
What you can read on Discord or how Aaron and the other brothers talking, it seems like the team would be okay with it. So the only thing left is to do a proposal and vote on it and discuss it in the community. And that's, like I said, because it's end of this month, it's happening. It's pretty important to be fast. Efficient to get this proposal out.
That's understandable. All right, man. Let's finish up with this last question, this fun one. So I didn't give you this question because I wanted you to just kind of come up with it straight away. We know that it's going to end up coming to a proposal what the next game is for Illuvium. So if it was up to you, what genre of game, someone actually kind of broke this down in an interesting way. What is your selfish that you personally, the next genre that you want to see? And what is the next genre that you think is the most beneficial for the DAO in the long run?
That's hard.
The selfish one should be easy because you can kind of just say what you want.
For myself, I think something similar for the overworld, like Monster Hunter, would be pretty awesome. Just to get the opportunity to battle the Illuvials, like Monster Hunter or like a bit like Dark Souls or Elden Rings now. That would be just awesome. In terms of the project and what would be the best for it, that's a
tough one.
Tough one. I think what it. I think nearly the same.
Okay.
If I can say that, because the overworld is just fantastic. It looks pretty nice. Even it's not finished yet, and there need to be a lot done. But to see the Illuvials running around the world and being able to fight them in the world, it would just be crazy. And other thing I think would be pretty nice is something like a film or a series about the Illuvials. Because the trailer is nice. The models from the Illuvials are just fantastic. And if you put it in the cinematic, it should be pretty nice. And I think it can make a lot of money. for the RevDis and for the investors. Just if you take a look how much a good film is
Can generate.
Generates in fact that it costs. So it costs a lot at the beginning, but you get so much out of it. And many people who don't know Illuvium will probably play it after that. Especially if you get a nice battle like I had with Monster Hunter or something. I think it will attract a lot of people to play it. So I think that would be just awesome. But I think Aaron knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Aaron knows.
And he already has a plan for the next games, I think.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty excited to see what he's thinking is the best for the project.
Yeah. Now I'm excited because he should have like 4 or 5. I think he said he's got some like 4 or 5 game documents like ready. So that's crazy.
He already mentioned he got planned for the next 5, 6, or even more years.
Yeah,
and that's just
it's wild.
Crazy.
Right? Yeah.
And
yeah. All right, man. Yeah. Honestly, thank you for your time. I hope this was good for you.
Yeah, same for you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak about my nomination and get my position from different opinions from mine to the different topics. So thanks a lot.
No, man. Honestly, again, thank you for sharing. Honestly, everyone, I hope it was helpful for everyone and you got to know like his thoughts and processes and everything like that. If you want to ask any questions, just at him in the Discord. I'm sure you're fine with that, to answer questions, get to know more people.
Sure. Just ping me an off-topic channel or something like that, and I will answer every question you have to me.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you found this insightful, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.